1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic. Before the Dark Times. Before the Empire.
I have a bad feeling.
Welcome, once again, my fellow manipulators of digital fate. I'm Richie, this is Capricorn. Today we have a really cool video. We're anticipating Kaldheim's release, and I thought it would be fun to build a deck that is competitive, but that hinges on some of the themes that are going to be showing up in Kaldheim. So right now we're going with Jeskai Saga Control. This is a control deck that utilizes sagas to generate a ton of value to deal with all of the threats on the board, and with a ton of new sagas coming in Kaldheim, 20 new sagas to be exact, there's no better time to try to make a deck like this really work in the standard environment. So not only do we have 20 new sagas coming in, but we've got two different sets with sagas in them in the same standard environment for the first time ever. So we have sagas from Theros that are still sticking around, and then we've got all the new ones coming in from Kaldheim. So it's going to be super sweet to see how this deck changes once Kaldheim's released, and I've got some plans up here, so we'll definitely be bringing it back. But for now, let's jump straight into the current standard deck tech. All right, let's jump right in. So sagas are probably my favorite card in all of Magic. They're repeatable value, and it's unique value each turn, without being stapled to a creature or a planeswalker. And I think that makes them really cool and really unique in the game, and super fun to build around. So the idea of this deck is to utilize the cast a non-creature spell synergies on certain cards, and then combine that with the I care about enchantment synergies of other cards. So at the top end for our non-creature spell synergies, we have 4 Shark Typhoons. Now, if this is in play, it's going to generate sharks every time we cast a non-creature spell, but we can also cycle the Shark Typhoon itself away to dig deeper into our deck, draw another card, and make a shark to the field. We've also got Narset. Now, Narset's ultimate can -6 to give us an emblem, so that whenever we play a non-creature spell, we can hit anything for 2 damage. And this can be really powerful when you have a high amount of non-creature spells in your deck. So if we can get to Narset's ultimate, we can generate a ton of value off of it, but all of Narset's abilities are really relevant along the way. So the +1 is going to give us an extra mana to put towards whatever we want, as well as giving us life if we're facing aggro. And then the -2 is going to let us draw a card, while also giving us the ability to discard a card to take out a threat if we need. So what's great about Narset is it's so versatile. It can do whatever you need it to do depending what the matchup is. So there's no deck really that you'll face where you can't find something you can put Narset to good use with. So I think this is one of the better planeswalkers in the standard environment, and it's super important to this deck. And then we've also got 2 Whirlwind of Thoughts. Now, if you can sneak a Whirlwind of Thought onto the board against an opposing control player, you can generate so much value from our non-creature spells that you can kind of just win through value alone over time. So those 3 cards together are generating a ton of value for us with non-creature spells. And then we have Dance of the Manse. Now, Dance of the Manse is going to make it so that we can take all of those sagas that we're playing and bring them back from the graveyard. And what's cool about sagas is normally you have to find a way to get your enchantments into the graveyard in order to bring them back and generate that value. And most people will do this with by adding black and using Doom Foretold. But in this deck, we're able to utilize sagas because sagas are sending themselves to the graveyard when they're done. So we've got Birth of Meletis, Metamized Prophecy, the Akroan War, and Elspeth Conquers Death. All of them we have 4 of, all of them are our sagas. So the Birth of Meletis is going to fetch us land, it's going to give us early blockers and give us life against aggro, and it's just going to help us dig through our deck a little quicker. Metamized Prophecy is super interesting in that it lets us dig towards whatever lands we might need in the early game, or if we have the lands we need, towards early control to help us establish control and take control of the board. But then it also allows us to generate a ton of value if we can line up just the right plays with naming the right card. We can drop this on turn 2. On turn 3, we can name Narset or Whirlwind of Thought or Shatter the Sky or the Akroan War, and completely blow them out on turn 4 by casting the thing, getting rid of their relevant threats, and then drawing a bunch of cards in the process. This puts us way over with value. And what I really love about Metamized Prophecy that not many people utilize, and the reason I want to use it over Omen of the Sea, is because you can really mess with your opponent's head. If you drop a Metamized Prophecy against an aggro player and you name Shatter the Sky, even if you don't have the Shatter the Sky in hand, now they're going to be hesitant to drop creatures for the next couple turns. So like, you can really mess with their head and stall out and keep them from playing the things they want to play by naming different cards with this. And I just think it's really, really cool that you can really mess with opponents this way. And the fact that it sends itself to the graveyard and it's cheap, you can get it back with the Dance of the Manse whenever you're ready, is a ton of synergy that I really love. Now, obviously, we want enchantments in the graveyard for the Dance of the Manse. So the fact that Birth, Metamized Prophecy, the Akroan War, and Elspeth Conquers Death send themselves to the graveyard so that we can get them with Dance is awesome. But then you have extra synergy with like Shark Typhoon being able to cycle itself to the graveyard to dig deeper and generate value now by making a shark, but then come back when you play your Dance of the Manse for 6 later in the game. Tons and tons of synergy that just works together, right? You've also got Narset's downtick where you can discard something to deal damage to whatever you want and kill it. So in that way, you can discard some of your enchantments. If it's a turn where you're going to play Dance of the Manse where X is 6, so you can bring 6 enchantments back, you could downtick Narset and just discard your Banishing Light instead of playing it. That way it's one of the enchantments you can bring back with Dance of the Manse. Or you can discard any of your enchantments like Whirlwind of Thought or the Akroan War if you don't really need to use it. That way it can come back as a 4/4 creature when you finally slam that big Dance of the Manse. The versatility of being able to get extra value out of the enchantments you discard to Narset makes it all that much better. Also, the ability to then discard the modal double face cards to Narset to generate even more value is insane. So we're running at the top end here 4 Emeria's Call, 4 Seagate Restoration, and 1 Shatterskull Smashing. Now, the Emeria's Call and the Seagate Restoration in particular are super powerful because you can drop them as lands in the early to mid game if you need the lands, and they're bolt lands, so they don't have to come into play tapped. So if you really need the mana, you just bolt them into play, you use them for their mana, you play the things you need to play, and you move on with your life. But if you top deck these in the late game, you can play them as absolutely bomb spells. Seagate Restoration is going to either fill up your hand, or you're going to have Emeria's Call, give everything indestructible and make you 2 4/4 flyers. Both of those abilities are powerful, but what makes these cards even better in this deck is if you have them in the mid game and you can't afford to play them, but you don't really need any more lands, you can just toss them to Narset. And the ability to throw away what is essentially just a land to Narset's downtick while drawing into a relevant card you get to keep and then doing 7 damage to the head of anything is kind of absurd. So you get tons of extra value with Narset's downtick here by running 4 of each of these shocklands just because they're so expensive. Also, we've got 1 Legion Angel. We keep 3 copies in the sideboard because I feel like anything that's trying to take advantage of high value in the deck, any kind of control or mid-range type deck that's running white, this is just like an auto include, right? Because if you can just get the 1 copy, granted consistency of getting it isn't gonna be super high because you've only got the 1 copy. But if you do happen to get into the 1 copy, you end up getting 4 angels out of it over the course of the next 4 turns. And that's just insane value. So in a deck like this where you're just trying to leverage all the value in the world, a Legion Angel with 3 in the sideboard is nuts. The fact that we then have 2 Dream Trawlers and 1 Ugin at the top end to take advantage of is nuts, right? if we can get a Dream Trawler into play, we can just win the game. We draw so many cards off Whirlwind of Thought and some of the other things in our deck that Dream Trawler can just swing for so much damage, especially if on the back of a Dream Trawler, we're able to cast a Seagate Restoration. It just, you'll see in the games coming up, we do some pretty nutty things with Dream Trawler, and it just gets absurd. But what's also cool about Dream Trawler and Ugin is they're kind of expensive, and again, these are cards we can discard to Narset's downtick, do a bunch of damage and kill a creature, and then have them in the graveyard so that if we cast an ECD, we get to bring it back for free, even if we don't have the 6, 7, 8 mana yet to play them. So the synergy in this deck is just wild. We've got 4 copies of the Akroan War because it's essentially our other 4 copies of Wrath of God, in a way. So we've got the 4 Shatters to wipe the board, and then 4 Akroan Wars, because consistently we have, if you do the math, by turn 4 we've seen 10 cards. And so if we have 8 wipes in an 80 card deck, mathematically speaking, we're guaranteed, or at least on average guaranteed, to get 1 of these wipe cards in our hand by turn 4 when we want to play it. So the fact that 4 of them are enchantments so that we can get them back, while the other 4 are just really valuable definitive wipes that don't have any restrictions on them, is really powerful. And the fact that when you do Shatter with a Shark Typhoon in play, you get to draw a card for free off of the draw clause is really powerful as well. The rest of the deck is just early removal to help keep up. So we've got 4 Bone Crusher Giants because we can slam something on turn 2 and then drop the Bone Crusher Giant on turn 3 to hold off their aggro. Or we can play Skyclave Apparition and take out one of their key threats, and then bounce it later with Yorion and take out more of their threats. And Banishing Light too. Banishing Light's great when you can take out a token creature and then flicker it with Yorion late in the game and take out something more relevant. So there's tons of stuff we can do with this deck. We run Yorion because a lot of it is flickerable. It lines up with a lot of the synergies we're already trying to utilize, where we're doing non-creature synergies, but because they're in enchantment form and they're permanents, they're also things that we can flicker with Yorion. So all of these synergies just smash together to create this really ridiculous Jeskai control deck that just gets tons and tons of value, and the games coming up are absolutely insane. So we're just going to jump right to it, and I think we can keep this. We've got turn 2 Stomp, turn 3 we can either play the Giant or Banishing Light. We can't play these Shark Typhoons, which kind of sucks. But that should be fine. Okay, play the Smashing Tapped. Oh, I'm out of coffee again. I need more coffee! Alright. So, kind of want to wait until he's out of mana, right? I don't want to lose the Giant. So if I target him right now, he sacks himself so that I don't get the Giant. Well, that's a bummer. He didn't play anything. Then again, it's not awful that he doesn't play something. So we lose the Giant. It is what it is, right? We will pass the turn and cycle a Shark Typhoon here. This should be pretty good for us. I feel pretty good about this. We got Mothra. That's fine. Mothra ain't a thing. Especially with your friend being gone, Mr. Mothra. Alright, so we'll play this for blue. Well, I guess we'll play this tapped. Since we're not going to need the mana this turn. We're going to Banishing Light the Mothra, because we need it gone ASAP. There is potential for him to remove the Banishing Light and get the Mothra back. But it would take up most of his turn, right? And then we just get rid of the Mothra with the other Banishing Light. And at that point, I think we're fine. Actually, we can just kill it with Narset. So let's do that.
Victory is just another puzzle to be solved. Strike
What do we
with a cunning
discard?
mind.
I guess Ugin, right? It's either that or Shark Typhoon. Shark Typhoon's more valuable to us right now. So we'll just discard Ugin. Kill that. We'll put down the mountain. And then we'll hold on to the shark as a blocker. Right. He drops Luris. Replays Allseed. All of that should be fine. So I think probably uptick, take out Luris with Elspeth Conquers Death. The problem is then Narset dies to the other creatures. Do we care? Because we could also just Banishing Light the Luris. But then Allseed gives Luris protection from white. Right? We need to really plan around this properly. Let's see if we can get lucky here. We need him to give Luris protection from something that isn't white. So we need to do this.
Meditate with me.
Now hopefully he sees the blue and he goes pro blue. Not white, not white, not white. Yes! We did it. We successfully tilted him. That feels so good. What a play. What a fucking play. I don't even care what you say. That play was gold. And now we have ECD out. Luris is gone. And we can bring back Ugin. Like, get the fuck out of here. Dude. Dude. We're going to hard cast Shark Typhoon now. It is game over. It is game over. Next turn's going to be insane. We're going to make a 4/4 Shark, and then a 3/3 Shark, and draw a card off the Whirlwind, and have an Ugin in play. See ya later. See ya later. -3.
And you will grow lost.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh my god, what a game. What a fucking game. And we are tier 1. It's time to do it right. Let's see. Blue, red. We've already got Birth. No. We need to hit a non-white land. I don't even care what color. Blue or red. Either one. play the Prophecy. Try and get that blue or red land. No, we're going to bottom it. Bottom the Shark Typhoon. Well, we got a new plan. And that plan is shit out a bunch of Legion Angels and draw 2 cards off Metamize Prophecy. I think Angels might be really good in the new standard. Honestly. Thinking about it, Legion Angel's already amazing. And that just is an auto-include, right? Interesting.
I drag through the real monsters.
It's an Archon. We've got a Shadow. Dude, Lucca's so fun. Lucca is so fun. I think it's going to be even better after Kaldheim. Because there's that card that, whenever one or more creatures come into play the next time that a creature comes into play, they become copies of target creature. So you can do some nutty things where, if you're already running a bunch of token makers for Lucca, now you target the thing you got with Lucca and play another token maker and get a couple copies of it. That seems powerful. We need to kill Lucca here. You can do 3 to it with the smashing, or we can just play Narset.
Whether friend or foe, sacred intent. Strike with the cunning mind of
Discard a
the dragon.
card. We'll discard. No, we're gonna want Narset. Let's just discard one of the Bone Crusher Giants. Seems fine. Kill Lucca.
My vengeance will continue another day.
Next to combat, we're gonna swing. Dumb move, buddy. Dumb move. And now Narset survives, because he's only got 1/1s. That would be fun, actually, Jason. Morog?
Even masters make mistakes.
So I think we shatter the sky. That seems pretty good to me. I mean, yeah, he gets to draw a card, but we'll keep another shatter just in case. Why not? Can't hurt. We're gonna keep this. Hey, good thing I kept that shatter. You think? 2, 3, 4, uptick. Yeah, that's the play. That is the play. +1. We'll add white. We'll shatter again. He'll draw another card, which kind of sucks. But that's okay. Pass turn. Next turn, we can shatter Skull Smashing if we want. Hit 2 things. And we've still got a Legion Angel in hand and another one in our deck. Yeah, that shatter was pretty key. Keeping the second shatter on top was a very good decision. I'm glad I made that. So I can shatter Skull Smashing here. Or I can uptick, play Whirlwind of Thought, play the Akroan War. And that seems kind of crazy to me. That seems powerful. So let's do that.
Enlightenment begins within.
Because it draws us a card, as well as keeping Narset around as a 6, and then getting rid of potentially both angels, because I can chump here. And even if he does some kind of shenanigans where he gets rid of my creature and swings, he still can't kill Narset. And then we still have Shatter Skull Smashing to do whatever we want with. And that feels good. Oh, much better. I needed that bagel. I hadn't eaten anything all day yet, so I was getting a little hangry, you know. Last casket. That's fine. He swings it, Narset gets it to 2. Does he play another creature?
I've trained well.
I would like him to play another creature, so I can Shatter Skull Smashing another Harmonious Archon. Well. Five, 6, 7. Still only hit 2. Can only hit 2 with the Shatter Skull. So 5, 6. It's still going to be the same amount. It's still going to be 6 no matter what. So I think that's my entire play. I don't think it's worth it to do anything else. Uptick. He doesn't want me to. What's the issue, my dude? Alright.
Let me help you practice.
We're gonna make red. We're gonna smashing. We're gonna pay 6. We're gonna target you and you. And we're gonna go like that just in case. Just in case. We'll tilt more towards the Archon. Here go. So I think all of his Archons are dead now, right? Yeah, that's all 4. He's got nothing left to search for with Lucca. Sad days. We'll slam this as, I guess, blue. And we are done. He does get to attack with a 1/1. If he has some kind of recursion and brings back an Archon, he can attack with this guy as a 3/3 and kill Narset. I think using Lucca with Harmonious Archon is actually kind of interesting, though. because you're using a bunch of token makers anyway. So now all of your token makers are making 3/3s instead of 1/1s. Is it enough though? That's the thing. Is it enough? I don't know if it is. Plays an Outlaw's Merriment. That's pretty decent. Alright, so the 1/1's gonna die.
Your form is loose.
On its own. So, we are going to +1 for white.
Breathe in. Exhale.
We'll play Whirlwind. Need more to hard cast that, so we're not going to do that. We'll play Minimize Prophecy and draw 2. Draw 2 Scry 2 seems pretty good. Absolutely ECD. In fact, Birth of Meletis is going to help us draw cards for cheap. So I think we'll keep both. Play that. Play Legion Angel. So next turn what we'll do is we'll play Birth. Draw 2 cards off of the Birth. And one of them will be an ECD, and then we'll play ECD and get rid of the Outlaw's Merriment. And then we'll be really strong. We'll be in a really strong position. I think post Kaldheim, absolutely.
I can feel your anger.
Reanimator, I think is going to be awesome post Kaldheim. I'll actually show you a couple cards after this game and show you why I think that's the case. But it's, I think it's going to be really strong. Let's go with Legion Angel on that, because why not? We are going to uptick +1.
To open the mind.
Do we want to play the ECD or do we want to play a Shark Typhoon? If we draw into lands, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we draw into a land, we can actually play the ECD after a Shark Typhoon. We're going to go for it. Even if we don't draw into the land, we can at least play the Birth of Meletis. Yeah. This is still strong. Grab the plains. Slam the plains. Play a Banishing Light. Eat one of those. Discard plains. That seems pretty good to me. He is going to get in for a swing here. So we either double block his angel and kill it, which is probably the best route to go. But he's swinging the angel at me. We have another Narset in hand, so we kind of don't care about that. Let's double block the angel. And let Narset die. We'll just replay the Narset, get a 4/4 Shark, draw 2 cards, like... That was a good play by him, but it's not going to be enough, right?
How overwhelming.
It's not going to be enough. We'll play this for red. Play another Shark Typhoon. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright. This is fine. We got Birth and Stomp for turn 2. followed by Giant or Cycling Shark Typhoon for 1. Yeah, we should be fine. We get to dig 1 card deep with this Scry. Probably need land. Is Emeria's Call good enough as land? White, white. I mean, yeah, I suppose. Let's not take our chances. I'd hate to throw away the Emeria's Call and then not be able to get to another land, you know? We're actually gonna slam the Emeria's Call here. That way we can play the pathway as red. Because that will be relevant. That will give us 2 red, 2 white, 1 blue. So all we need to do now is get to another blue for Dream Trawler. Skyclave Relic. How do I feel about that? Well, I think I feel thinning out my deck some more. That's fine. Did he really waste an unsummon on an 0-4? He wasted an entire card on that wall. That feels so bad. So what I'm gonna do is hold up Stomp in case I need it, which I probably won't. And then if I don't, I'll cycle Shark Typhoon and make it 2/2. Just digging deeper into the deck, getting closer to that blue, that blue land that we need to play Dream Trawler. Is pretty good, I think. And then, okay. So yeah, we're gonna do that. And then we're just gonna ECD next turn and get rid of his Shark Typhoon. And that feels strong. He's running out of gas, so we're actually gonna play this untapped. Because next turn we want to be able to play the Dream Trawler. And then even if he kills the Dream Trawler, we get it back with the ECD. Which seems really, really strong. Really, really strong. We've got another ECD. We've got another ECD. Play this for red. I think we probably just use ECD now, right? I mean, we could Banishing Light it, which gives us 3 mana to do something else with. But I don't think there's anything we really want to spend that 3 mana on. I guess maybe Yorion, right? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do this. Save the ECD. Because then after we Yorion, then we'll be able to play ECD on a turn where the next turn we can Yorion and re-trigger the ECD, which I think will be pretty huge. I think we got him at this point, to be honest. Still can't believe he wasted that unsummon on an 0-4 wall. He could have saved it and gotten rid of a shark at least, you know? Thing is, too, he's not aggro, he's control, so, like, why does he even care about the wall? And then he has to waste the Blood Chief's Thirst, when he could have saved that for a Planeswalker. Like, all of that just feels really bad to me. 2, 3, 4. So here's what we'll do. We'll play the Whirlwind. Granted, playing the Dream Trawler would have been really strong. But we can afford to bide our time at this point. So if we got the Whirlwind into play, we could have held up Stomp. And at the very least, we just hit his head with the Stomp and draw a card because Whirlwind's in play. Which would be strong. No, we'll keep it. We'll keep it for now. We'll play this as another white source. 3, 4, 5. We're gonna need to play another ECD. He's got to be losing his mind by now. Just ECD every Shark Typhoon ever. Right? My goodness. My goodness. Alright. Plays a land tapped. He's trying. He's trying. We've got our Dance of the Manse. We just need one land for it. And oh my god, is it going to be huge. Sublime Epiphany. Counter an activated or triggered ability. Okay. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Being what? Banishing Light? And then make you draw a card? I mean... Huh? How is that good? How is that in any way good? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kinda wish we had one more mana. I guess we just Yorion. Retrigger the ECD. Get rid of the Shark Typhoon for good. It's gotta be running out of threats, right? Extinction event, sure. That's fine. Yeah, it seems fun. It's just hard to set up. You really gotta find a turn to sneak it in, as far as if you're kickering it, right? 6 mana is a lot of mana to not spend on something that is stopping your opponent or helping you kill your opponent. But I do love it. It kind of reminds me in a way of the way Whirlwind of Thought functions in this deck, where like you need to find the right turn to waste 4 mana on something that doesn't affect your opponent at all, just to be able to play it. But once you do, you gain so much from it. Skyclave Relic's kind of the same way. So what do we do now? Play the Trawler. Doesn't have the counter spell. Pass turn. What do we get out of the grave? Nothing at this point, unless he kills the Trawler. Honestly, if he tries to kill the Trawler, we let him, right? Oh, this is gross. We have 2 ECDs, 2 Births, a Whirlwind, and a Shark Typhoon that we can get back with our Dance of the Manse, which seems insanely strong. Insanely strong. Well, let's swing with the Trawler first. See what he has planned for us. Play this for blue. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Slam, slam, slam. Because next turn, we're going to play Seagate Restoration, draw a ton of cards, make Dream Trawler go up to like a 15-5, and smash him in the face. Why are you sleeping? Why are you sleeping? It's your go. Okay. Okay, buddy. We'll discard just the plains. That's fine. Dude. This is so nutty. This is so nutty. How many cards are we going to draw? We're going to draw 8, 9. Draw 9 cards. Make a 7/7. And then swing and draw another card. So yeah, it'll be at a 14/5. Unless he's got another extinction event. He could extinction event for even and get rid of everything except the ECDs. I don't think he's got it though. That's why he's running out the timer. Yeah, I think we got him. I think we got him. I gotta say, I think the decision to make sure there were 4 Shadow of the Skies in this deck was a good decision to make. Originally, we were trying to kind of tiptoe around it and focus more on enchantments to take advantage of the Dance of the Manse, which is why we run the Akroan War. But I think Shadow of the Sky is just too good in a control deck to not run. So making room to put them back in while still trying to leverage the enchantment theme as much as we can, I think was the right way to go. We don't need to go all in on enchantments to make the enchantment synergies really matter. So we made room for the shatters, and it made all the difference in the world, I think. And he is just running out the fuse. You know what, in fact, after drawing with the Seagate Restoration, we can then stomp him for 2 and draw another card off Whirlwind of Thought and be swinging with a 15/5. And have a 2/2. Thanks so much for checking out my channel. We are pushing hard for that 1,000 subscriber mark, so please consider subscribing. Hit that button. There's a circle in the middle over there. Hit that. Subscribe. Tell all your friends to do it. Thank you. Also, give this video a like so more people can see it. If you'd like more PlayStation and console game coverage, we've got that down below. And if you'd like more Magic the Gathering coverage, there's more of that somewhere off over that way. Do all the things.